Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. So I just got an email from a Viking who has squared us away in many ways in the past. And I don't know if he wants to be named. If he wants to, go ahead and comment down below and you can talk about that. If not, I'm going to maintain your anonymity. But he's leaving one of the more communist states that we have. He and his wife have decided they are fed up and they are leaving that state and they are moving to south central Missouri. That's where they're looking at land right now. He said they have an agent bird dogging property for them. And do I have any insights? And they want to, and I guess they have enough money to buy like a hobby farm kind of thing, turnkey operation. Do I have any insights? Why, yes, I do. So does Sister Kate.
Oh,
Here, you want?
what?
We're taking a lunch break. Here.
Oh, all right. So in the outdoor magazine 10 things, and I don't have them all memorized, to look for when you're buying rural property. But I remember a few. One of them is have it surveyed. Another one is make sure there's water on it. A third one is, and something that we always recommend, if you can find property that you can afford that already has fences, barns, a place to live on it, and you can afford that, buy that. Not everybody needs to start from scratch and build up. It takes a lot of time and effort to do that. Go to the county courthouse, find out the records for that property, find out the last time it was sold, what it sold for, what the taxes are for it. Find out if it has power on it, how much a power meter and a water meter cost in your area, what a well costs. Does anybody even have wells in your area? Because some places like Arizona, it's $20,000 for a well, and you got to dig hundreds of feet deep. So you need to know all of that stuff before you buy. Also, try to check out your neighbors, because neighbors make a huge difference. Okay, that's enough.
Not bad for me just springing that on her, huh? You should do a video on that on your channel, sweetie. All right, so I'm going to address a lot of that. Slightly different. Number one, having an agent bird dogging property for you. I generally recommend against that. If to secure said agent, you have to agree to use them exclusively if you purchase any property. I have seen people fall into that trap. You sign like a 6-month, 1-year contract, and basically any property you buy has to go through them. That's garbage. What that does is it traps you with that agent who probably isn't that good. When I say probably isn't that good, that's based on personal experience of some extent with realtors, and in my opinion, again, based on a fair bit of experience buying and selling property, land, houses, realtors are the most unprofessional professionals out there. They just drive me crazy. And so what I would recommend, if you don't have that contract, if it's just, hey, somebody's looking and if they find something for you, you're going to buy it through them, awesome. That's a fine deal. I would tell a realtor, hey, this is what I'm looking for. If you can find me something like that I like, I'll buy it through you. But I'm not signing a contract if they ask me to. I'm going to buy it from the first person who shows me what I want. So that's number one on that. Southern Missouri is good. I think land there might be a little bit cheaper than in Arkansas, some parts of Arkansas. But there's bigger cities around there. Springfield's pretty big. Fort Leonard Wood is out there. Military bases and cities are potential nuclear targets if you worry about those things. Joplin is pretty big, although that's in western Missouri. And I'm not sure where Fort Leonard Wood is, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of central southern Missouri on the
Mark Twain National Forest is out in that area.
Yeah, Mark Twain National Forest. I worked with somebody who lived out there consulting with them, and they had, I don't know, 15 acres, something like that. Not a whole lot of land, but they were surrounded on 3 sides by national forest. That's a pretty cool thing. So, turnkey operation. Yeah, good luck with that. You can find little hobby farms, if you will, in Northern California, Washington State, and Oregon pretty easily. In the Ozarks, in my experience again, which isn't super extensive, yeah, you don't see people doing hobby farms. You'll see people that have like a house on some land, and they may have a garden and a little thing for the goats. If that's a hobby farm to you, then okay, you can probably find that. Decide in your mind what the most money you want to spend is, and decide in your mind what the least amount of property that you want is. Of course, less money is better and more property is better. We all get that. But you should have in your mind already what you want. I'm amazed at the number of people I talk to when they tell me they're looking for something. They haven't figured that out yet. Well, how much money are you willing to spend? Oh, I don't know. You willing to spend $40 million? No, I don't have that. Okay. How much you willing to spend for the perfect piece of property? You should know that. It helps narrow things down. When you think you found the property you like, Sister Kate brought up a lot of good points. Number one, you should take a drive all around that property. Not on the property, I mean the road perimeter network around that property. Whatever it is, you should take all the roads around your property, make a big circle on the roads, and check out your neighbors. Check out your neighbors. Know what's where in your neighborhood before you buy. It should definitely have a survey of what you're buying. You should know what you're buying. If they don't have a survey, tell them you'll buy it if they survey it. That takes time too. In the Ozarks, everything moves a little bit slower. So you should know what you're buying when you buy it. You should definitely walk your entire property to the extent that you can, so you don't find some super fun site in the back 5 acres that you didn't know about till after you bought it. And it's also a great negotiating tool. You know, I'm going to have to pay somebody to haul all this stuff away, kind of thing. What Sister Kate said about fencing and stuff is really true. You know, T-posts now are running like $3 a pole, I think. So if you've got a bunch of rusty T-post and rusty wire up, that's a bonus, believe it or not. You can restring that wire on those T-posts and you'll be good to go. In most of the Ozarks, it's not super easy to pound T-post into the ground. So if they're already there, that's a good thing too. Don't underestimate the value of extant fencing. Know what it's going to cost to get water on your place. I say for people homesteading, I think it's better if you can afford it to get a place that already has electricity and running water on it. And then if you want to go to the off-grid, you know, preparedness lifestyle, that's okay. But it's easier to do when at the end of the day you can go take a hot shower. So if you can get that, I recommend it. Check out your neighbors. Know what the wells are. Just ask all the neighbors around you, hey, what are you on? Unless you're on county water. If you're going to be on county water, then, you know, don't worry about it. But if you have to be on a well where you are, talk to the neighbors, see how deep their wells are, what it costs to drill it, who do they recommend. When you're in these areas looking at property, good places to go chit-chat, and people do like to chit-chat down here. It's important that you do that or you'll be seen as a damn Yankee. Which you probably will be anyway. So slow down. Don't go right to the, you know, hey, hi, hi, how you doing? Hey, where can I get a well drilled? That's not a good way to approach conversations down here. But good places to go are the banks. When you walk into most banks in the little foyer, there's like people hang up notices and business cards and things like that. You can peruse them. You can talk to the bank, to the lady at the bank. You know, unlike back east and stuff like that, they actually chit chat with you. Hi, can I help you? Well, maybe. I'm thinking about moving here and I'm looking for a piece of property, 20 acres with a house on it, and if I move here, I'll be opening up an account in your bank. So do you know of anything like that? Well, and then, you know, the conversation goes. Diners and gas stations that have little booths in them where people eat, there's always a bulletin board in those, and you can find out pretty good information there. Just walk in and talk to people. So I recommend that. What else can I tell you about finding property? You're going to need more than one agent. The agent, of course, is first going to try to sell you stuff that they list. Their company lists, not necessarily other people. And a lot of stuff down here, they're just not that savvy on the internet, and they don't update things, and they kind of, like I said earlier, move at their own pace. The best way, I think, to find property is to start driving around. I mean, like, take a week off of work, come down, put yourself in a hotel somewhere or a campground or whatever. I'd recommend a hotel so you can take a hot shower at the end of the day and start driving. A lot of people sell property for sale by owner or for sale by some little real estate company that doesn't list on the internet very well. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen a sign on a piece of property, a relatively new sign for sale with a real estate company, and you go look it up and they haven't listed it on their website yet, whatever, but the sign's been there like 3 or 4 days. It's like, come on, people. And so, yeah, driving around helps. I think that's about what I need to tell you. When you find the property, get the survey. Sister Kate said go see what the taxes are on it, see what it was appraised at, what it sold for last time. That's important. That's a bargaining chip. Being able to buy it outright is good. That puts you in a driver's seat too, because a lot of people have a hard time financing property and things like that. Depending on where you go, if you're really out in the boonies, lifestyle's different. People don't care what kind of car you drive. They don't care what kind of shoes you have on. And they don't really care what kind of house you live in, whether it's the big brick house or it's the double wide. That's not how people judge people out here a whole lot, which I like. And so what I'm saying there is, if you're thinking I want a 3,000 square foot brick home, and you can find that, awesome. But if instead you found a nice manufactured home or a double wide on a piece of property, what are you really buying? You buying a house, the building, or are you buying a homestead? If you're buying a homestead, I guarantee you won't be spending a whole lot of time inside your house, whether it's built out of titanium or built out of, whatever. You'll be outside working all day. So that's something to think about. Internet access, cell phone use might be something that you want to know about. Some places are tough. There's like nothing there. So you might want to find out about that. Are we on cable? Are we on satellite? What's going on here, that kind of infrastructure stuff. Knowing how far it is to the nearest hospital, driving time is a good thing. Do you really want to be 3 hours from the nearest hospital? Especially as you get older and stuff, I don't know. But those kinds of things, find out, spend some time talking to people, figure out when you look at a piece of property that you think you like, where are you going to go grocery shopping? Where are you going to go out to eat when you feel like doing that? Have a look around and kind of identify those places before you say, yep, this is the place. Pray about it. Pray for the Father to show you where He wants you, and pray for the Father to help you find your place, and that'll happen. Has been my experience. I hope that was helpful. If y'all have any questions, other comments, I know a lot of y'all are living out and beyond. Please put them down below. All right, I'm going to get back to work. I am doing that room back there. Can you see? I got to do that ceiling next. I'll give you a quick little spin around of this still workshop house, but it's looking better. It's looking better. All right, I'll see you out there.